This is 21 Questions. It's a trivia podcast that I run. Who am I? Glad you asked. I'm Mike van Acker. I run trivia shows in pubs and clubs. I have for over 22 years. I'm a stand-up comedian as well. And now I host this little trivia podcast. I'm very glad you're here. Let's play. Question 1. What was the nickname of the legendary music artist Harry Lillis Crosby? Harry Lillis Crosby was known as Bing. Bing Crosby, think White Christmas. He was an actor as well. Question 2. What kind of creature has the species bull, tiger, grey nurse and Port Jackson? They're all sharks. Question 3. Which chain of restaurants were at one time co-owned by Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Willis and Demi Moore? Was that the Hard Rock Cafe, Fashion Cafe or Planet Hollywood? That's Planet Hollywood, bit like Hard Rock Cafe in that they had memorabilia around the place. The only difference being that Hard Rock Cafe is still in business and Planet Hollywood I don't think is. Question 4 is always a true or false on this podcast. True or false? In the Northern Territory of Australia are two rivers known as the East and South Alligator Rivers. That's true, and you'd wonder why an Australian river would be called the Alligator River, given that we are not big on alligators, but up in the Northern Territory, there sure are some crocodiles getting around. Question 5. How many Nobel Prize categories are there? There are 6 Nobel Prizes. There used to be 5, but there's now 6. There's chemistry, physics, physiology or medicine, literature, economics, and most of us would be aware of the Nobel Peace Prize. That's all 6. Speaking of the 6, question 6. Harry, Niall, Louis, Liam and Zayn were members of which boy band that the world went slightly crazy for from 2012 to 2015? That would be One Direction, and if you've never heard of them, I envy you. Question 7. Which human organ is bean-shaped? When I say bean-shaped, think like jelly beans rather than, say, round beans. The human organ that is bean-shaped are your kidneys. Also a popular shape for swimming pools, I don't know why. After question 7, we do the first clues for the Who Am I? Today it's a very famous actor/director, as evidenced by the following clues. Who am I? I've worked in the filmed entertainment industry since 1955. Filmed entertainment is just a classy way of saying done TV and movies. I've only ever made 2 comedy films, but I've starred in over 70 movies in total and directed 40. Of those 40 that I directed, I starred in 16 of them myself. That's a long career right there. Can you think who that might be yet? Doesn't matter if you can't. We'll do more clues after question 14. For now, though, question 8. In the American military, which Navy base is often referred to as Gitmo or G-Bay? That would be Guantanamo Bay, seen in A Few Good Men, which I think we talked about in an earlier episode of this podcast. Question 9. Which part of the head is the tympanum located? Is it in your ear, in your nose, or in your eyes? Where are you keeping your tympanum? Your tympanum is in your ear. Question 10. Does a person with hypotension have abnormally high or low blood pressure? Hypotension. Hypotension is low blood pressure. Hypertension is high blood pressure. Question 11. In the context of sleep and dreams, what does REM stand for? That would be rapid eye movement, and apparently rapid eye movement or REM sleep is where you dream. Question 12. In which country was the very first demolition derby or demolition derby, depending what part of the world you're in, held? Here's a hint. It was in 1947. Do you think that was in Australia, the USA, or Spain? The first demolition derby ever was in the USA. I saw one time in a little Queensland country town called Cloncurry. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Question 13. Recently, 12 tons, which equates to 413,000 individual bars of which chocolate was stolen whilst en route from the factory in Italy where they're made to a destination in Poland that was expecting them. What chocolate bar was that? It was... That would be the Kit Kat. That's a lot of Kit Kats, man. 413,000 Kit Kat. What would you do with that many Kit Kats? Take a lot of breaks, I suppose. Question 14. What's the name of the mission launched on the 1st of April that is currently en route to the moon? That would be the Artemis 2, and if we were playing at a venue, and if you just wrote down Artemis, I'd give you half a point for that, because Artemis is the overall range of the missions. There's been an Artemis 1, the current one is Artemis 2, Artemis 3 is next year, and I believe the final goal of the Artemis program is to establish a base on the moon that humans will live on. That's question 14 done. We now go to the Who Am I? We're talking the actor/director, made over 17 movies, done a lot of stuff. Who am I? I have 7 children to 5 different women. I have been married twice. I entered the US Army during the Korean War, and during this period I survived a plane crash. The pilot and I swam 5 kilometers to safety after our plane crashed into the sea. Now, I don't know if that will help you identify this man, but it's certainly very interesting. More clues after question 20. For now, though, question 15. Who played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original Star Wars trilogy? That'd be Sir Alec Guinness. He said in interviews before he died, he's no longer with us, but he said he really didn't like the mumbo-jumbo, as he called it, in Star Wars. Didn't really understand it. Happy to do it, happy to take the money, but really he hated the script. Question 16. Which music artist will turn 47 in September and was born Alicia Beth Moore? The world knows Alicia Beth Moore as Pink. Sometimes she posts on social media and she signs it Alicia. And I think that's normally when it's a more serious topic. Question 17. Which famous building in New York City is known for its run-up, where competitors run up the 86 stories to the observation deck? That'd be the Empire State Building. It's known for its Empire State Building run-up. I think it's held every September. There are 1,576 stairs to get up, and the top competitors do it in just under 10 minutes. That's moving. Question 18. If you ordered pato in a Spanish restaurant, would you be expecting fish, duck, or chicken? Pato is duck in Spanish. Question 19. Still alive or not so much? Here's where I give you the name of a famous person and you tell me if you think they are still alive or not so much. Today, Sean Connery. For a lot of people, the quintessential James Bond. Is Sean Connery still alive or not so much? I had to look this up. I couldn't remember, but Sean Connery passed away in 2020. He is not so much, which is a polite way of saying he's dead. Question 20. Music question. Loving You Isn't the Right Thing to Do is the opening line of which 1977 song by Fleetwood Mac? Loving you isn't the right thing to do. And then the big drum kick in, the guitars. Excellent song. That'd be Go Your Own Way. Also used in car commercial in Australia in the last couple of years. Can't remember for which brand, and I probably wouldn't say it if I did because they're not sponsoring this podcast, but they're welcome to. Let's do more clues now for the Who Am I? Final clues, in fact. Who am I? I'm known for my tough guy roles, including the Dirty Harry movies, and for co-starring opposite an orangutan in 2 of my most successful movies. I am Clint Eastwood. Only 2 comedy movies in all that time. Directed Jersey Boys and I think $1 Million Baby and a heap of stuff. Huge career. Okay, that is the 21 questions that I promise you on the label of this podcast, done and dusted, but we also do a player question at the end of each episode. Last episode, Joy from Kalanga sent me the question, which group had a 1962 hit with Silver Threads and Golden Needles, and I added the clue, think The Simpsons, and the reason I did that is the answer is the Springfields. Now, a lot of people did versions of that song, but the Springfields are the people that had a hit with it in 1962. This episode, Dave from Hobart. Hello, Dave. Thank you very much for your question. Sent in as at April 5, 2026. Who is the world's #1 ranked men's golfer? Oh, I don't know my men's golfers very well, Dave. Thank you very much for that. I will give you the answer to that next episode after I Google it. Dave didn't supply an answer. Naughty Dave, which is fine because I'm going to check it anyway, just in case some of my friends get in here, send me a question with the deliberately wrong answer to see if they can get it past me and get me to say it on the podcast. I'm on to you guys, just so you know. Now, if you would like to be like Joy and Dave, send me a trivia question that I can use on this show, and I will ask it. I will use every single question that I'm ever sent. So if you sent me one, I haven't got to it yet, don't panic. I will sometime soon, especially because in episode 50, this is episode 36. In episode 50, I'm going to do an entire episode populated by questions sent in by you. So wherever you are listening in the world, and I'm happy to say I have heaps of listeners in Australia, my home country, but I've got heaps of listeners around the world as well. I look at the countries sometimes and go, really? How did you people find me? I love it. Send me a question from wherever you are in the world and I will use it at some point. Doesn't have to be a hard question. Any kind of trivia will do, and I'm going to use them all. But as I say, episode 50, I'm going to need 21 questions for that episode alone. The way that will go, I will credit you, I will ask the question, I will give the answer, we'll move on to the next one. It's just a little way of celebrating the fact that we've made it to 50 podcasts. My stats guru tells me that most podcasts don't get to 50 episodes. Most don't get to 20, actually, which is a surprise. And the average listening number for a podcast is about 20 people in the beginning. And I blew that out of the water. Episode 2, I'm very excited to say, and obviously grateful because I can't do that without you listening. If you'd like to send me a question, have I told you how to do that yet? I don't think I have. 2 ways. You can either go to my Facebook page, 21 Questions by Trivia Tribe. The logo on that will be just the same as the logo on the podcast app you're listening to now, so you know you're at the right place. Or you can email me direct now, mike@triviatribe.com.au. I will acknowledge each message as I get it to you so you know that I've got it. I'll shoot you a message back saying thank you. And look forward to using your question sometime soon. This podcast comes out every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, and I love that we meet together here and play trivia for 10 or 12 or 14, however many minutes it is. Thank you so much for your support. My name is Mike van Acker, and you should know I love you. Well, I love the idea of you. I haven't actually met you. You might be quite an objectionable person in real life, but the concept, conceptually, I'm quite fond of you. You should know that. Catch you next time. Bye.